Hello everyone, it's Della DuLac. Today I'm going to share with you some cards that I did with the Days Like This Memories and More card pack. This is from the January to April 26 catalog. Now these are originally designed for the memory keeping for the pocket pages, but you can also do cards with them, of course. I'm going to share with you some stuff that I did in that one. Or from this one. So here are the cards that come in the pack. You get 54 card pieces. So you get a few of the 4 1/4 by 6 or 4 by 6 pieces that go with the envelopes. I'll show those in a second. So here are the card designs that you get in that pack. So these are the 3 1/2 by 4 cards, and of course they're double-sided. Most of them just have a print, or they have journaling. This one has a little sentiment you can use for a title. This one here, I like this one. I cut this one in half to use both sides of those. This one has some journaling, and this one could be a journaling box as well. Same with that. Okay, let's go with these. So these are to go with the Memories and More cards with envelopes, and these are 4 1/2. You get 2 sizes in here, so it tells you right down here. You get the 4 1/2 by 3 1/2 cards and the 4 1/2 by 6 1/2 cards right here. So these could go just like they are on a card. So you can do like that. You can put them on there and add a sentiment. You've got some super quick little cards. These little tiny cards don't go through the mail, but they work great with a gift bag or just to hand out. And then you've got your 6 1/2 by 4 1/2 large cards that you could put these on just like that. Super quick, easy, fast cards with those. In my cards, I paired them up with these beautiful embossed envelopes with cards. So you've got some stripes and you've got the polka dots. These are just the 4 1/2 by 6 1/2, so both designs in the same pack. Okay, we're going to refer to these little pieces here. So this one here I did on the little polka dot card base. So this one I've taken pieces like this and I've cut a little strip off so I could have a little strip for the inside. You know, I like to put stuff on the inside. And then I've taken and cut some mats, and I'll of course do some little paper saving punches so I can, since you only need the outer layer for the mat, you're not going to see that middle piece. So these will mat up quite nicely on those. So I have a little stack on hand so I can rummage through those to find one that I like for the color. And if you don't want the greeting, you can always cut a tag and cover it up. These little ephemera packs are great too. You can pop all of these out. If I can get a hold of this guy. Some of them are large enough to cover up some of your greetings that are on here. Some of them are not. You could mat this or add this to a punch and then cover those up if you want it to say something different. And then you can pair them up with a greeting set as well. So we can stamp on our cards. We can add little tags. This one here, this piece, let's talk about these 3 pieces right here. So this one is great. I just love these, that you have just your flowers across the bottom and this empty space up here. So with that one, there we go. I have taken that stamp set that I just showed you. You can do the big birthday or the thinking of you and just stamp right on your card. Now this one I have cut just a little strip off Here is the one that I've cut down. So these are 4.5 or 4 by 6 pieces. So on your standard card, when you have your 8.5 by 11 piece and you cut them in half, for your standard, you're going to have that little piece left over because you're going to want to cut this down to 4 by 5.25, so it will fit on your card. And then you have this great piece left over that I always add on the inside of my card. So I did that here. And then added a little bit of ribbon and some rhinestones. And this one, that was this one. And then these two here, you just have a pretty little print on one side and then either a journaling box or a different greeting. I didn't really want that one, but I loved the little design here at the bottom. So I've done for this one, I wanted that piece here. So I cut just above that butterfly so I'd have this nice piece to go across the bottom of this. And then the flip side of that, I used the butterflies on this one. So these two here, I did kind of a mirrored image and cut a couple of pieces. Where is that? Here it is. I'm getting a little out of control over here. Showing too many things at the same time. It's just such a beautiful little kit and makes some really fun little cards. So for this here, like I mentioned earlier, this has this at the top, and if you flip it over, it has this on the bottom. So I was able to cut it in half and use one side for greeting here and then the other side for the greeting here. So this one I stamped right on that piece, and then this one here I just used some of the pieces from the ephemera pack to add onto there, but you can stamp on this as well. So great way to kind of pull both of those together and mix kind of the same layout, but I flipped my card pieces. And then this one over here, I've cut little strips off so I'd have some little yellow accents. I just did the little yellow accent on the inside for that one. This one here, I did a strip of this piece on the inside. Added a couple little colored gems. This one here was this piece and this piece. So I've trimmed just like a 1/2 inch piece off of this, used the large part underneath for a mat, and then just a little strip of that on the inside of the card, just so they're not blank. And then I did Wink Stella. It's kind of, yep, there's a little bit of shimmer. I did Wink Stella the butterflies. I think I did that on these as well. It's kind of hard. There's a little shimmer. Of course, adding just a little bit of Wink Stella to something, it just makes it just jazzes it up a little bit more. And then this one here was just very plain, so I just used it as my greeting. So I stamped a large greeting there and then just wrapped some twine, put that on a standard card piece. I did mat that up. The little strip on the inside. I hope all of that makes sense. I did get a little bit out of control on this one, but there's so many fun little pieces to use either as is or cut them up for little accents and mats. Lot of fun. I encourage you to pick that up while you still can and play with those. Make some of your own. I hope these have inspired you. Thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful day.